It is the last Great American Crawl, and we have a new friend, longtime friend, Cord, Bombshell JKU.
Wanted to come out, hang out, and see some of what we do out here. Have some fun and hit the trails and get a little crazy.
Yeah,
so,
and it was definitely that.
Yeah.
It was definitely crazy.
Rally the troops for one more stop.
It was such an easy, like, chill trail. I think it put a lot of confidence in all of us that we could just go jump on Collateral Damage and knock it out quickly later on.
Absolutely. It was a warm-up.
We'll do a quick run. We should be done in an hour and a half. We'll be golden, guys.
Get back in time for the barbecue, everything, right?
When you drop in and you make that hard left, and you look at that first triple Z turn waterfall thing, whatever that is, shit's about to get real.
Very real.
And then
very,
you
very
look
real.
up the hill and there's 12 Jeeps, and you're just like, this is going to not be 45 minutes.
Absolutely love that trail. That is so much fun with those big climbs and the rock with so much grip. So absolutely love that trail. There's a kind of a triple waterfall, and especially in one of them, that thing's got to be kind of a pit 6-7 foot deep. But there again, you can stick to this rock like nobody's business. You couldn't get two Jeeps side by side, no way. Scott is the best dude. I love spending time around that guy. He is so much fun to wheel with, and he is such a skilled driver. He knows that Jeep inside out. I mean, he drives that thing like you wouldn't believe. He is so much fun to be around, and just awesome time out on the trail with him.
Who came up with famous Mitch? Shh, guys, heads like this. No, it's really not. Mitch, man, he's awesome. Mitch is not afraid. Like this car is new to him too, really. I mean, he's had it for, I think, less than a year. He's wheeled the snot out of it, and he has figured that car out. Really knows how to drive it.
We had great guides. We had people that knew what they were doing, and they knew where to put us. So I wasn't overly concerned about it. And once we got in there, I was like, this isn't bad. But every time you make an obstacle like that, you just kind of get that, yeah, I made it, you know? That's what I like, you know? And you make it and you're like, okay, what's the next one?
You don't get a break in between obstacles. It's one after another after another. Like
I think the whole trail is probably like a mile long, mile and a half long, but it's just like obstacle after obstacle.
And we were doing really well.
Me and Scott, when we first got together, we just clicked. He loves to go fast through the desert stuff. I'm more just rock crawling. I love his Jeep. I mean, I always have. I mean, I'm an LJ guy. I love the LJs. And Scott's Jeep is set up so good, and he knows exactly what to do with that thing when he puts it in a situation.
gridloc?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get in trouble for it. I'm a little scared.
The rocks out here are very sharp, and some locals had told us, you know, the rocks are sharp, they tear up tires, which it happens. It happens to everybody sooner or later.
Oh, you got a hole in your tire, Mitch. Like a new one? You got a big old hole right here.
I got poked. Yes, I did. I was aired down to about 7 pounds, which may be a little bit low on my stickies, and it just come up over some sharp rocks and cut a sidewall. So
Mitch's mishap was probably the first actual issue
That's
we
where
had
it all
on the trail.
started.
And so he had about a 3-4 inch vertical cut on that sidewall. We started coming up with ideas, how are we gonna get him off? You know, the spare tire was all the way back at the base area. Actually, I think it was Cord that came up with a patch. It was a sidewall patch kit. But it needed, like, where the cut was right by some raised lettering on the tire. Busted out the old angle grinder, and we just started going to town on that sidewall and just melting some Mickey sticky. And made a nice flat surface there, and it turned it into a Mickey Humpson. Soon to be available in 42.
Nice and cheesy.
In the directions, it said to use the dot, like this dot method, and you just dot all over it. It didn't make sense to any of us, but we were like, follow directions, and we slapped the thing on there.
Oh my gosh, it's very sticky.
It's very sticky. I know, it's getting hot on my hand too.
and immediately when we put air in it, it started leaking. Yeah, I may have went about 40 yards before it completely blew off. Yeah, worth a shot, but no, didn't work out at all.
About halfway up Collateral Damage or so, I'd say it was about a midway point. There is a significant waterfall. I don't know if the cameras are really gonna capture like how impressive of a wall that it is. You really, to get up that wall without a winch on any of the line, decent sized tires, wheelbase, and a real stable platform suspension.
There you go.
So Nick went ahead and tried the buggy line because he's got the longest wheelbase of all of us. If anybody's gonna have a shot at it, it would be, you know, it would be Nick and Gridloc.
And I'm like, okay, let's try it. And so we go up on it, and I put tires up on it, and you don't see it, but that thing is undercut, like a good
Very
undercut. And it just swallowed my whole 46.
And as soon as he stuck on there and you could see the front end getting light, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this line over here. I'm not going that one, you know.
Nick gave it a couple attempts, and then we went ahead, hooked him up, winched him up and over. And then unfortunately, shortly after that is when gridloc had its first failure. Just let it idle and go up it. And the Reaper did great. It walked right through it. But personally, as you're in it, you're just going, man, this is serious. And my hat's off to whoever broke this trail and came up with this and came up to that and said, yeah, it'll go.
We'd heard a little bit of a noise when we got to the top of that thing. And then in about 3 or 4 feet, that noise got a lot louder. And what that noise was this baby.
Hey, hey, is he movable though?
If he tries to get up on that wall, that stress on the drive lines, it's gonna be toast.
He broke something. What's broken?
The 1350 in his CB. Yeah, like there's a good ½ inch of play.
So we lost the rear end.
He broke the rear drive shaft. So then it was like, okay, well, we're just gonna winch. Well, first he was like, well, let's see if we can fix it.
Nick, can we get a car around you to go get food before you start tearing it apart?
You can go over him, Scott.
It's time to reap.
It might be time to reap.
I do it.
It might be time.
Gridlocked the trail. Mind you, this was like the hardest part, I think.
Yeah, we got to the hardest part. This is the part where everyone gets body damage at.
Yeah, Bill.
Scott doesn't wait well, right? He likes to go fast, right?
FH in hand.
So that's it. I'm cracking skulls from here on out.
We had a drive shaft back at the parking lot. Luckily, we had a guy bring that and a spare for Mitch's Jeep. This thing was like, it was like they took a street sign pole, you know, and made a drive shaft out of it. It was, I was like, holy cow. It took 2 people to carry it in there. And it's not the right part we need.
All your tires here.
They wrestled that 40-inch tire, that 40-inch Mickey down through that valley to get to him. That's a heavy tire. What is going on here? This is the sketchiest thing ever. You have a 20-foot drop-off behind you and you're on a scissor jack with rocks stacked and you're jerking on a 40-inch tire, you know? I'm like, should we hold on to this Jeep, you know? And they're like, no, just don't touch it. I'm like, okay. But they got it off. And Mitch says, we're just gonna throw this tire in the back seat. And I'm like, in the back seat? And he's like, yeah, we can get it in there. And I'm like, it ain't gonna fit. Yeah, we can do it. Well, let's just throw it on the roof, you know? And I'm like, I'm this tall. You know, he's like, we can do it. Oh, okay. So we threw it up there.
My 33 should get me out. We'll bump him through it, and that'll be the path. That'll be the quickest. Yeah.
So am I. We're running 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
That's not done. No, we're f***ing done.
That's not done.
We came up with the plan before you got done.
I'm done.
Can you hurry up and get your shit done so we can go?
I'm still under your Jeep. You're not done.
No, I'm not. He's grabbing something for me.
So we tried to have him drive out in 2-wheel drive because he had the front and then winch through. Unfortunately, he was going right into the worst obstacle of them all.
And all of a sudden, pow! There it goes. There's the front joint. So now we're down to 1-wheel drive.
Sparks everywhere. We're just like, oh no.
I'm just over there like,
1-wheel drive.
I called it.
Not a problem. I mean, you're only in collateral damage. You know, it's only a buggy trail that's like this, you know.
We shattered a super joint and a hardcore hub.
We were in a bit of a spot beforehand, and now we're in trouble. We've gone from 4 turning wheels, I think, down to 1. Like, he's so close. If we can get him just past this, We can tow him one-wheel drive and get him the rest of the way out. Like it gets easier from there.
Kind of had him wedged in a front tire. It was just folding and pushing into the rock and not coming up over.
I could see his tire and it was just folded under, I mean, and just piled in the rocks. They ended up putting air in and that actually helped it to where it would actually roll instead of just be like a marshmallow just smearing on the ground, you know.
Having the power tank on the trail with my flat tire, getting air in his tire so we can get him up over that spot is just phenomenal.
Yeah, look over here at the camera too.
Once it was out of that spot, then he was able to make some decent progress getting towed out.
And then I'm going, and then you're like, no, I need my anchor.
You can't take off yet.
And I was like, how are you gonna anchor off a broke dude? Like how are you gonna do that?
The brakes still work. Got nice and high and slipped off that line, and that front driver's side tire was just on the far side of the ledge, so it was probably the better portion of Table Mesa heard me on that one.
100%.
And it was, you know, for anybody that does follow me, I'm pretty prideful about how my Jeep looks, and yes. I try to avoid body damage, and I, up until yesterday, successfully avoided body damage for almost 4 years.
There is one climb on Collateral Damage that it is so difficult to get through that spot without scraping along a side at least a little bit. I think you could measure it to the inch that we both got up against the rock in the exact same spot. Scuffed a little bit of my vinyl lettering on my doors. Didn't dent or ding the door itself, which I'm really thankful for, because this is a first trip with those moto-built doors. Didn't want to ding them up quite yet.
we were getting short on time, and we luckily had some great of the Arizona locals here. My man Oscar, their whole team, you know, the guys that Cord was able to pull together, all of his friends, they just all did a phenomenal job. But Oscar was like, he took the point of spotting, and that's a tough job to be in. You're either the hero or you're the zero, you know, and so that's a lot of weight on your shoulders, and he took it unquestionably and was did a really good job. And I don't use spotters, and I was happy to listen to Oscar and trusted what he was doing. In all honesty, the Trail Reaper is a little wider than I would prefer. I feel like I would like the Reaper just a little bit narrower. I end up in squeezes and situations like that where more often than I get the benefit of being that wide. Sometimes it's really nice, but more times I feel like if I was a little bit narrower, this would be a little more comfortable. And absolutely, out here in Arizona, width is not your friend. Now that guy keeps his Jeep cleaner than anybody else I ever seen in my life. It always is on point, but he's not afraid to drive the thing, man, and he's doing hard trails. On Collateral Damage I was worried because I had gone through the thing. I was honestly worried about Bill in that spot. I just didn't want to see his face if he like dropped into that hole when it hit. Like I was gonna cry for him.
And of course, I was watching the wall. I mean, I'm right there, and the wall's like right here, you know, but I didn't touch it, so that was good. I was right on it.
We look back there and there's a guy on 37. It's a TJ on 37, like pretty much a similar build to mine.
Where did you come from?
Like, are you by yourself?
Hook up a winch line to him, and this is when everything just starts getting dark.
Everything worked out pretty well. It was just a long day.
Yeah, we had a good time. He was a good sport about it. I'm like, dude, like, we'll get you through. We might get some damage, but you'll come through.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
To be completely transparent and frank, because nobody saw me do this, when we got through Collateral Damage and finally got the Reaper through and it held together, I didn't cut tires. I mean, I couldn't believe I didn't lace my tires open on that. I patted my tires, and the Reaper was like, good job. Thank you so much. I mean, I literally was doing that. I was like, nobody was around. I was like, thank you.
Arizona was probably, I would say, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Just because
What a way to end the call.
it was, we went out with a bang, that's for sure, for 2021.
Great.
I think this was a great way to cap off the Great American Crawl. Last one of the season. Everybody did an awesome job driving. Really like stayed within their limits, really listened to the spotters well. We had great spotters and they just trusted them.
Man, it was an amazing weekend.
Good.
And I really appreciate the hospitality.
Oh man, it was
Have
a
to
pleasure
get you
having
out.
you guys. Absolutely. Yeah, it was awesome having you guys out here. It was great to see some familiar faces, make some new friends, meet some new faces. Hats off to Ari. You know, she pulled a lot of things together.
Yes.
It was great working with you guys on all of it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys come checking it out. Make sure you guys check out all of our social media. It's always been a good time. We always have a lot of fun. And again, comments, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. But give us your feedback. Let us know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.
Yeah! I did it!
Absolute chaos here today on this trail called Collateral Damage or something. It's terrible. We got broken tires, broken axles, broken hearts. So I'm just gonna eat jerky and let out some parts. It's Dr. Seuss, dude.